"Here we are," Mom said, turning the car off. In the front seat, Hattie stuck her head out the window, her eyes wide. "Are you serious? This is Granddaddy's house?" Bee demanded. "Oh, no, of course not," Mom said. "Your brother and I are going there now. This house belongs to a wicked witch who eats little girls for dinner. Out you go." "Mom!" the Snolly sisters groaned in unison. Theodore, their baby brother, gave a snort of laughter from his car seat, as if delighted by the idea of a sister-eating witch. Bee poked his tummy teasingly. Dor giggled and waved his tiny fists, which Bee carefully avoided. Dor always seemed to have something unpleasant in his fists. Sometimes a sticky glob of food saved from his last meal. Other times a dead worm or beetle. Once, he'd had an actual frog, still alive and springy, which had leaped into Hattie's hair as soon as he opened his hand. None of the other Snollies could figure out where he'd found it. They hadn't known they had frogs in their dull suburb, which was mostly concrete and shopping malls. "Well, 3 girls are a handful, you know," Mom said with a sigh. "Your granddaddy will miss you. Not too much, of course. Abandoning you to the witch was his idea." "Mom!" All right. Her hand hovered over the unlock button, but she didn't press it. "Now, remember what I told you. Your grandfather may be a little different, but he's still your grandfather. The illness is in the early stages, and it's slow." The Snolly sisters nodded. Bee didn't know why Mom kept saying that Granddaddy's illness was slow, as if that was supposed to make them feel better. "What are the 3 rules?" Mom said. "Don't argue with Granddaddy if he says something wrong," Hattie said. "Don't be too noisy," Plum said. Mom nodded. "Good luck with that," Bee muttered. Plum was like a 4-foot-tall tornado. Mom looked at her, and Bee sighed. "If Granddaddy gets confused and needs help, come and get you." Mom nodded again. She unlocked the doors, and the Snolly sisters piled out. Literally. Hattie tripped on Mab, their one-eyed black cat, and tumbled onto the ground. Then Plum was so excited for the long drive to be over that she tried to jump past Bee and ended up on top of both sisters. "Girls," Mom said. This was one of Mom's favorite words. Sometimes it simply meant, "Come here." Sometimes it meant, "You're making me laugh so hard, my sides hurt." And other times it meant, "If you keep that up, I'm going to tear out my hair." This time it was a combination of the first and third meanings, Bee thought. "Get off," Bee grumbled, giving Plum a shove. Bee was a whole 2 years older than Plum, but she was short for a 10-year-old, and Plum was tall for an 8-year-old, so they were almost the same size. Additionally, Plum was bony and seemed to have more knees and elbows than most people. Bee hitched up her green backpack, which she carried with her everywhere she went, and helped Mom unload the car. The house itself wasn't what had astonished her, though it was a pretty house, small and seashell white with lots of windows and a somewhat overgrown garden. It was the where of the house that was the astonishing thing. It sat on the edge of a low bluff overlooking the sea. And, oh, the sea. It stretched out and out, blue and green and black all together, wrinkled with waves. A thick fog hovered offshore, stretching its tendrils out like an octopus, and the wind was cool and salty. Below Granddaddy's house was a perfect beach that went on and on until it faded into the fog. "Mom!" Hattie exclaimed. "Granddaddy has a beach in his backyard? In his backyard!" "What if the waves hit his house?" Plum said. "They don't," Bee said. "You can tell by the driftwood down there. See? That's as high as the tide gets." Plum looked disappointed. Knowing her, she probably liked the idea of being woken up in the night by waves splashing through her window. "Look," Hattie said. "There's an island out there."